Yo, it's been a little bit, but since I'm kind of wrapped up for games this month, I already have the highlight reel um, getting created. So it gives us a little time to do some trading. I don't like to trade live, but we've done it occasionally. But it's been a couple weeks since the last one, so may as well do one and see where it goes. Oh, it's been a pretty interesting month. I started off with things going well, and then I had a series of losses, but the losses were relatively small, so that was good. But then I have one more loss than average this month as well, so that brought me down a little bit. But like I said, our losses are really small compared to last month and the month before. So we have one more loss than usual, but just smaller losses. But we're still not at the goal yet. What needs to happen is we need to make at least $400 over the next on average over the next 3 days to hit it. There was just one bad loss this month that could have done better on, but overall our performance is pretty good. But in order to keep the 70% win rate, I have to win out the rest of the days this month. We're gonna have to play it a little bit conservatively. 400 isn't that much, so we should be able to get that. So that's gonna be the hard stop goal. If we can get a good entry point. But let's take things from the top and see how things are looking. So, as you know, I play Tesla every day because that's the stock that I'm comfortable with. It has a good movement. The expectations of hitting your goal in it are good. And it's just price action that I'm comfortable with. So, let's go. We're going to start off with daily time frame. What really messed me up was this bar here, because you'd think that there'd be some type of continued move higher, but instead it gapped down and it went below. So from here, my bias was high. That didn't happen. We gapped down and we went lower. I couldn't close below, so there's still a possibility of going higher because it hasn't ellipsed this bar, but it's like a conservative, watch it and take your time with it, not like a go all out long. So I still wanted to go long here. That didn't happen. Instead, it dropped, left a little bit of tail, so there's still some hope. The day after that, my bias was still long. That didn't happen, and it actually wiped out that previous bar. So then, on Thursday, my bias was to go lower, but that didn't happen. Instead, it went higher. Okay, so now that that's happened, we weren't able to make a continued low here. We retested it, and it succeeded. And then it came to yesterday, where my bias was long again. And if you go down to the minute time frame, you see this purple line here, that's the bottom of the action from Friday. So there was a gap down, and then a real fierce push to the downside, but I didn't take any trades in all this because my bias was still long. And I was really just waiting to see if this was going to hold again, because we had already retested it. Why wouldn't it hold? So we got a little bit of a bounce, retested, bounce, retested, and then what we are looking for is a change in price delivery, which is this bar here, wiping out this accumulation point. I went long, but they kind of scared me out here, so I did take some off the table, but then I re-entered. First target is the top of the leg, which was the open price, and we got that, and we actually went a little bit higher than that, but I wasn't in it at the time. So yesterday was a real good call out, and made some pretty good money on it. Allowed me to drop down the average win rate that I need to have over the rest of the week. So now that I'm looking at today, just basing it off the daily chart, I want to say my bias is long again, because we've had test, 3 times we retested this area. But if I take a look at the overall NASDAQ, we are pulling back quite a bit, and if I take a look at the level 2, where all the prices are pre-market, we're already down below the first point of this range. We're right here. So if this actually breaks down below the low from Friday again, then we're gonna have to switch our bias to being short. We could get tricked out though, but there's no news catalyst today that we need to wait on, so maybe we'll get like a pullback, a retest, and maybe within the first 15 minutes to half hour we can get something that's a clean move. But we'll see. I gotta keep things a little bit conservative today because I don't want to impact a nice little streak we have. But I wish things went a little bit better this month. Like, there's a loss that I could have avoided, but we can still keep the 70% win rate if we win out the rest of the days this week. So it's going to be an interesting situation. So it adds a little bit to the stakes for anyone watching this. We're about to open in less than a minute here, so we're going to see what happens. Obviously, if it's live streamed, it's a little bit delayed. Probably up to 30 seconds to a minute delayed. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but just in case you're trying to follow what I'm doing. So I'm looking at Tesla first. The other possibility is also a short in NVIDIA, but NVIDIA, man, that thing gapped up over the weekend, over a holiday weekend, and just blew out anyone who was short and thinking of just some type of pullback on Monday. I saw a lot of people at least post that they were in it short. I don't know why you'd do that, hold a weekend short against that monster, but what you really need to see is you need to see a complete takeout. So you just need to see some type of opening that wipes out the top one of that bar, so you have like a swing high. You don't have a swing high in NVIDIA yet. Like, ideally you'd have a swing high and a retest of that swing high, and then you'd go short. But we're also coming into the, what is it, next month is when they do the stock split, so they could just be running it up until the split is finished. So we're open now. Alright, so market has had a pullback. Let me take a look at what the futures look like here. No, futures popping off here. I'm gonna remove this. This is not a level. This could possibly be one. Gonna have to redistribute my lines here. We have a level here. This one, not really a clean one, but something. Because we're still in the middle of this one, so this could be a retest. It's gonna be an interesting day. Okay, so Tesla's back against the wall. Looking at where it was from Friday. We retested that area yesterday. But having a gap down from this situation, this little, so he could have gone long here and I didn't. That's one of the problems with me narrating crap, is that I'm not going to be able to jump on it right away. That's why I prefer to do this offline or off stream. So we're having the first little pullback here. Let's see if we can get in, but if this thing gets wiped out, then we're gonna have to wait a bit and see if there's a retest. So purple line is the bottom from Friday. It looks like it's holding currently, but ideally you'd want to wait the first 15 minutes to half hour to let all of the queued price action execute, and then the big money reaction to that. and just so we can have like a levels pattern. So right now we do have a downside level that it kind of retested. I mean, this could also be just a leg up and we've just missed it, so we might have just missed the best entry for the day. And now we just had a retest of the downside too, so... And then the opposite effect of that, let me open up the 15-minute chart here, is that we're also against the trend currently too, so... A little bit of a sandwich, it's not clean cut. I might have to wait for the first move to be completed. Dang, so we could have just longed immediately off of that. The data dog. Things are just in a weird position. They're going up against a trend line from a gap down. Okay, possible swing high. Let's see what happens to this one. Okay, so that's a pretty damn strong takeout. But like I said, I'm going to be a little bit conservative here. So we had a takeout of a swing high. Ideally, you'd have some type of a retest, and then failure, and then we can hold that failure to a possible target down here. This is the average to range. And we got a nice little tail bar there, so that's a little bit too strong of a bounce. What the fuck? 2,500? That's a weird thing. Forgot to remove my text. Okay, so that pulled up. We want to see it kind of tap this area again and fail. And it can go higher. It could make another high too, and then fail as well. But my bias was long just from seeing this, but you don't want to see a gap down like that, especially since it already had to deal with it. Alright, let me see here. So it needs to hold this, but it could make one more high here. I'm still going to be a little bit conservative about this. Okay, 25. Alright, so that's a really strong move, though. So if I take off half here, if they make it makes a level here, then yeah, so it's gonna be a long then. So that was my bias, but I just didn't want to see this sweep like that. I mean, it already did that sweep, and it was really close to the that level that it made. Now I wish I had more shares involved in it. Wish I wasn't too conservative on it. Still could be another entry point. So ideally I wanted to see this thing get defended here. I'm gonna remove this purple line because it didn't make any sense anymore. I'm gonna make it red because that was the previous day's deal. Alright, so we have high. So what's 50 if it gets up here? What's our entry? 175? 75? And target is 178.49. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit my goal with such a light size like that. Yeah, we're not going to make it if that's going to be the case. We should have had 300 shares or something on here. So, yeah, once again, this is why I don't do this fucking shit stream, but at least you can follow along and see what I'm doing in reaction to the price action. Let me see what the NVIDIA is. So NVIDIA tried to do something, it got taken out, it retested and failed, so it's still, this looks like a decent short, but it hasn't, it still has a really long way until it breaks that that bar, so it's not really a high probability short until it works out. Alright, so getting a little bit more off of Tesla. We could have been done for the day if I was just a little bit more aggressive, and I wasn't, so we're gonna have to take a couple of different trades today. If it gets back down here somehow, which I doubt, that could be another entry point. Or we could take a risk up here, but damn. So this is a leg. We don't have, you know, it's a leg up and a leg down, usually. Unless they start chopping along somewhere here and making a level. Man, this is a fucking perfect, we could have had a perfect entry right here, and we didn't fully go into it. Oh, man, it's gonna take some time today, then. We're gonna have to wait for a couple of moves, because I was just too conservative. Also, you know, like I said, we like to wait that first 45 minutes to a half hour, and we're still really early in the day, so that's another reason why I wasn't, super aggressive right there. So we defended this yet again. So now we can actually realize our move to the upside a little bit better. But I want to see it make a high higher than the previous day's high. Which isn't too far, it's right there. We might be able to add up here as well, because if it makes this here and it kind of holds it, then this could have been the leg and this is the level, so we could try to be a little bit risky here. Ideally, be pulled back into a moving average or something that's a little bit stronger. So we're looking for a high higher than the previous day's high, which is the first yellow line there, so I'm gonna remove the second one. Our average is really low, so I'm not even concerned, but if I do this, if I do a massive add here, then it will mess things up a little bit.
Mate. Ready to dominate the market. Let's conquer those moves with smart trading. Grins.
You said you sold half, right? So, my bias was higher after looking at it again, but now that we had a gap down, see, it's the same thing as Tesla, so we've already tested this area. It gapped down into a support range and leaving a tail, so it'll be interesting to see where things are at, because this could be accumulation. It's the exact same thing as Tesla, where I had bias long. We swept this area again, and now we're moving upward. So they like to do that too if they're accumulating. Oh, you sold all.
Market wisdom, mate. Ready to dominate with strategy. Let's conquer the post-holiday dip like a pro. Grins.
Well, this is pulling back a little bit more than I'd like, but I said that we could possibly do a long here. It still looks really strong. So, I still wanted to see a high higher than the previous day's high. We don't have that yet. So if we get a green bar taking out a red bar next to this trend line here.
Week month forecast, mate. Ready to dominate the market. Let's conquer June with smart plays. Grins.
I mean, I don't really know what they're looking at. I mean, I know it's like sell in May and go away or whatever, but as a day trader, you're, doing these small fluctuations in movements, so I'm playing things a little bit differently than what everyone else is. So we're looking for green taking out red here. Two more minutes until the first 15-minute bar gets created. We have a long topping tail here.
Ready to dominate even the
Take our
meows.
pet.
Let's conquer this feline chat. Grins.
Good morning. So we're gonna have to see if this thing can break this candle here, and then that might be the entry that we need to get the goal. If not, if I start to see this big bar get taken out, then it really is gonna try to do a leg retest. I'm hoping that this is a level. If not, I mean, we have plenty of room to flatten because we have such a small size. So I'm not too concerned yet. It'd be interesting to sell off an entire 15-minute bar that's like that, but perhaps that's what's going to happen. The market itself just did a reach and failed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the stock that you're looking at is going to do that, but that is another point of reference that we need to pay attention to. We'll know that it's going to change into a short if it can't hold this. Still in it.
I ain't no politician, mate. Ready to dominate with action,
peace.
not politics. Let's conquer unity and peace with something less
Alright,
scare.
so this is Alright, I'm gonna have to step out here and wait for a stronger entry, so we could have taken profit a little bit earlier. Alright, so now we have a swing high right at the place where I expected it to break for a new high, so this is interesting. Either this is going to be a good entry, or this is going to be the change of delivery state to the downside. I was long, yes. Because it retested the area again from Friday, and we had a bounce up. See how that worked out? Anyway, I'm not going to re-explain myself, because I already spent minutes doing that, so... I might look for a long here. But it depends on how we defend this area. But if it loses this level, and then confirms below, then we're going to probably look for a short. But my overall base case was to go long today because of the way that we defended the daily here. But it gets a little tough because these are all inside bars. So we have not met expectations yet, which is the higher high. If we were along was to be the case. Okay, so we've come back down to a retest area. I'm watching to see how this thing forms. We're at the first 15-minute bar. Ooh, interesting. Man, there's such a... So this is interesting. So long term is downside. Short term, you have a 15-minute bar that needs to be taken out. But we are failing the part that I was hoping we'd hold. Okay, so we have a breakdown below. Let's see a little bit of a retest and fail again to reconfirm. Okay, let's see what happens this right here. Alright. Let's see what happens here, because I could get blown out. Because it hasn't taken this far out yet, so maybe that was a bad entry. But let's see. We haven't really done anything today. But we are negative now because this is going against us. Looks like the market's doing a retest to the upside as well, so that's also messing things up. But we wanted this thing to hold here if it was going to be a long, but it's retesting and failing, so if this thing breaks and keeps going below, then our target's going to be a 70% range move. But then again, we're still crushed like grape. Like a grape here, like Mr. Miyagi would say, because we have the level here that we've touched 3 times. So you don't want to go or have too high of expectations when that occurs, so I'm still very much cognizant of what happens if there's a full reversal here. But we're retesting this thing and failing. We haven't broken down this bar that did the ignition of that point, so, you know, long still has a slight edge here. But we are short because the level didn't hold. But lighter size than what I could have done. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna do my first take profit here. Although if it does break this and holds, I'm probably gonna run down to the downside. Not completely intuitive because he had that 15-minute bar that was really strong, but that sell-off is kind of crazy. Anything can happen here still today. Alright, baby, come on. So we're either gonna bounce here, or we're gonna slam through. We're not moving any lower, which scares me a little bit. Alright, get down here. Still nothing, so I'm gonna have to... You need to break this low here. You did not. Alright. You did not break this low. Gotta wait to see if you fail to hold this or not. But if you close above and hold there, then we're long again, and we're looking for a long up here. But it needed to break this bar, and it did not, so... Interesting, so it just did a retest and failed. See if it breaks above this tail here. Still not yet. The market is pumping though. Alright, so we're going long again here. We have a defined stop. It's up a little bit lower than I would have liked. It would have preferred it to hold here instead of having multiple closes below. They could still fail here too. I'd want a larger ignition bar to take this tail out. Market's still pumping. Need this thing to continue going forward. I don't want to see any pullback here. price ladder is not looking good for me. Come on, buddy. So we're in the middle of failing or succeeding here, but we're not holding that line. I need to see something, like, really quick here. Shit, come on, dude. You're gonna need to take out that subsequent bar here. Or the previous bar. What's it gonna be, man? Shit. Alright. Interesting. So we tried to retest, we didn't make it. So we need to see a breakthrough below here. That's it. Alright, let's see what this is. Come on, goddammit. Do not fucking beat me again. Okay, this is my max size now. But I have to take some shares off because my loss was... I lost twice in that range. Okay. I'm getting to a little bit of chop here. Should have seen a continuation. Could still go lower, but now this is a little bit difficult. So we went up, we tested, we failed. We had a push off, didn't continue. I'm sure there's something else we could have looked at that would have been better price action. Market's still pumping up. Tesla had failed the level that it should have held. But no continuation, so it could have been a stronger sweep to the downside, too. Okay, if this has no continuation here, then we're gonna just flip long. Doesn't look like there's any continuation. So he just did a stronger sweep, but let's see where this candle closes here. We do have we're still in a loss. We're in a deficit, but we got room. Very interesting. All right. So what do we got here? We have the first 15-minute bar was strong. We had a sweep below. It didn't hold this level. It swept lower. It could not continue. But it's still within the realm of the bottoming tails that we had here. So let's see if this is the bottom. But this is probably our last trade if we fail. Okay, so now we've gained this level again. I want to see an explosion over this garbage here. Reducing the losses. Get into a more conservative state here. So we could have a break up and above, and then we could have a retest. Let's just see how much we can get before we need to do a re-add lower. Alright. So there we go. Getting this. So we are long from that failure to the downside after losing that level. Okay. So if it does a sweep here, we're gonna add. If not, we're gonna hold these 400 shares. We already took off half, and we're letting this thing run. Okay. And let me know if you can hear me. I don't sound scratchy or anything like that. If the audio's fine. Everything looks fine on my end. Alright, so now we're profitable. Let me take out this another 100 here. This will have some ammunition if it wants to roll over again.
Ready to dominate any challenge.
I'm fine.
Let's conquer this with style. Grins.
You're so fine, I'm good. So let's get this 100 off the... See if we can get this thing, and then I have plenty of ammo. Come on, buddy. So we're essentially starting a new day right off the bat now, because we're we were too timid here. I didn't go big enough, and then I started to get big once this thing started to fail. It didn't work out. We were down about 500 something, 600 something. But once this provided support, so it looks like it was a sweep around the level that it should have held, and now it's going higher. My expectation today, like I said at the very beginning of the recording today, the live stream, was I wanted to go long because we retested this bottom area multiple times. So it looks like we're finally getting it, but they weren't very clear on their intentions. They had a breakout that should have held, that didn't, but they took out some stops, and now we've held it. So I'm expecting some price above this yellow line, which is the high of yesterday. We tapped it, but we didn't go over it, so we need to see that thing close. And I have quite a bit of ammunition if we sweep to the bottom here and make another attempt higher. Okay, so we're having a pretty significant pullback here, but we're still on the level. I don't want to take off my shares yet. Yeah, I wouldn't want this thing to lose this bar. But it's not really a level, it's just something I want to see if it's going to be a healthy move higher. But it is struggling. It has this overall downside momentum to it, so it's just kind of struggling, but it formed a base yesterday, and the base was retested again. So gotta give it a bit to work itself out wherever it wants to go here. So first target is above the high here. Actually, you know what? The ATR might actually be a pretty good target for the day, but it might take some time. Alright, so we moved lower. Let me see if I can add here if this held. But if it does a really strong sweep again, I'm gonna be really hesitant. Alright. So let's take the next thing at the high here. Still down 50 bucks. So we're kind of making a buffer between the level to hold and our entry point. So I need a ignition bar right now, and then hopefully we get some type of a leg higher. But if we break this red line, I'm gonna have to look seriously at flattening and just make sure that it sweeps so it maintains this level. Playing hard to get here. Alright, so this is a little bit concerning. We're gonna need a strong move to the upside. Alright. Let's get a big ignition bar and kind of wipe out this previous price action here, and that'll be a good indication of where we're going. Not gonna be a big win like yesterday, but Let's see if we can at least hit that goal that I had. But first we gotta win. I don't want this thing to crap out that it's like it's currently doing here. Interesting. Okay, let's see if this is a sweep downward or not. Look for another entry. It's back against the wall here. Let me move up to a higher time frame and see what we got. So we swept this bar. Yeah, this is a little bit strong of a downside move, but if it can't kill this bar, then we can still move it long. So now what we need to do is we need to have this bar killed. And a tap and then a move lower if it's going to do that. Otherwise, if it holds this purple line, we're going to try another long position again. So we did cut our losses by half, so we're still in the game here. But, we've kind of wasted a half hour already. So right now, I don't know where it's gonna go, but we had an opportunity here to move along. It's still possible, but we're stuck in the middle here. It's either gonna... If it can't hold this level, we're gonna look for a downside move. If it can hold it, then we're looking for an upside move to pass that yellow line there. I'm gonna have an alert if we lapse this pullback. Interesting. Man, it is pulled into this this change in delivery a little bit too hard. I didn't want this to happen. And it still can't hold. Not looking good for longs. Let's see how the next few minutes play out. Okay, well, it's not breaking below here. Okay, I'm looking at the price ladder here. It's pushing. But it's still dancing around. Kind of a choppy mess of action today. Oh no, okay. So I took a short position here. Getting squeezed out of my own shit today. Okay, let's see where this thing goes. God damn it, this thing is really tough today. Okay, let's see if this is the final push higher or not. We need to see this thing fail one last time. Otherwise, I guess we're just going to take a loss today because I have no idea where this is going. We're still stuck in the middle between failure and pushing higher. Okay. We need to see this closed out red. Didn't make a new low there, so son of a bitch. This thing is just throwing me for a loop today. Not as clean as yesterday. Yeah, strong move to the downside. You broke below it again. You're retesting here. One more minute left. Nope, this should be the new 15-minute bar. Okay, so let's see where this goes now. Got its work cut out for it. I mean, the overall trend is down for the 15 minutes, but you know, we tested this bottom support multiple times, so this is a little bit tricky of a day. But we need to see this thing slam. It's gonna be a little bit hesitant because we tested this area multiple times. Damn, they tricked me out again. It needs to hold, it needs to break above and hold. But it needs to decide. It hasn't decided which way it wants to go today yet. It did have a strong upside move, but it's lost it. Okay, try again. So you tested the support area again, you lost it, now you gotta continue lower, and we want to see some continuation lower at this point, because you made a higher low. Man, this thing really is breaching every time it pulls to the downside. It's not like a clean downside move. But if it loses this after having already tested it, then we're really in the money then. Damn it. Come on, man. Need to have this last, whatever it is broken. I suppose it would be here. Come on, man, make it low. You couldn't hold the level above you. Couldn't do it. Alright. Still right around where we were beforehand, but I need to see this thing fail. This thing is just grinding. Need to see a bit more movement here. Okay, this could be another change of price delivery state then. So we couldn't get down here. We did break below this and failed, but these, you know, price action isn't always perfect, right? You're still gonna get sweeps around the area it needs to hold. But it's having such a hard time going any lower every time we're going short, so we're just stuck in the middle here. We get to, you know, at $600, $700 loss rate, we cut it down in half, but we're not able to get profitable yet because we haven't had a full, this is the direction I want to go today, and we may not. It doesn't always hit the ATR, but the market still keeps pressing upwards, and this can't move any lower, so I want to see this thing eventually break this high. But if we can't win today, then we're definitely going to have 2 amazing days in order for me to hit goal. And then we're not going to have a 70% win rate this month. Alright, so trying again to hit this level. It's having problems. But the market keeps going up. We've tested the bottom level multiple times. We're just kind of stuck and waiting for some type of reason to move higher. Could also just call it good because we're having a hell of a time.
Potential, mate. Ready to dominate that market move. Let's
Possible
conquer
dead
the
cat
bounce
bounce.
with a sharp eye. Grins.
Maybe. But we have to watch the price action and see what it does here. It's not having a good time going lower. It's just like in this nebulous state between levels. Alright, trying this long again. Okay, so this is a change in price delivery. Again, got a long ignition candle wiping out the riffraff down here, so what I want to see is a little bit of a pullback. Ideally on a subsequent bar, and then add some more, and then our target's still going to be up here. It's got some work to do to hit it. This thing is not closing very nice. Man, this is tough. Kind of a tough day. We also have a higher low on the 15-minute time frame. Shit. God damn, this thing is tough. So it's still not able to hold that purple line, even though we had this great ignition bar that didn't close. So let's give it a few minutes here. Yeah, I might just have to call it good if there's no reason to hit the stop loss on it. I just need to wait. It might take a while before we can get like a really good move that closes. Damn this thing, man. Alright, well you couldn't hold it again, son of a bitch. So I'm looking at the 15-minute here. Man, this is not as easy as yesterday was. You know, good move to the upside, can't close below at any point, can't move any higher, so this is definitely a choppy zone. I'm waiting for it to kind of settle above here, but it keeps really reaching every time it tests. What's NVIDIA doing? So NVIDIA close the gap here. It's pulling back a little bit, so maybe that's also a reason for the market to pull back a little bit as well. But it's hard to do a downside move because we had a good one here, but it recovered it. Couldn't close, and now it's just, you know, it's stuck in this middle of that 15-minute range bar. Okay, let's see where this goes. Gotta hold. At 6 minutes before the next 15-minute candle forms. Okay. And again, it couldn't hold it. Man, this is a shitty action. "15 minutes says up, 1 minute is choppy mess." Alright, same situation as we were in before. We saw the deficit, and we're gonna spend all of our time getting that deficit money back. So we have another ignition bar. It should have been this one. It didn't work out. I want to pull back. But now we might just actually run. So I'll take some profit if we break even and then see what we can do with the rest of it. Very tough. So now we're looking to see if we can break this high, and that'll really cement where we're going today. Tough stuff today. I mean, some people are just good at different aspects of the market. Sometimes days that look like shit to some people are easy for others. Today is a little bit difficult for me, even though we called out upside at the very beginning of the stream because of the multiple tests of the support level.
Swinging with Tesla, mate? Ready to dominate those price levels? Let's conquer those swing trades like a pro. Grins.
No, I don't try swinging it because that takes up my buying power and I trade every single day. I don't have, like, just spare capital lying around where I want to keep 100 shares overnight, and that's still a lot. Like, if I want to make any, you know, to make it worth it for me, I have to have a large amount of shares, but that might kill me if I guess it wrong. But I know that I'm right just by looking at, you know, the overall chart, but I need to play it on the daily time frame. Yeah, the problem with swinging is that you have to keep a much smaller size to it. Because there's nothing you can do overnight. It just spontaneously open at a shitty area. God, this thing is pulling back again. Holy fuck. God damn it. Alright. Ugh, shit. So now we have multiple tails. And this thing is just really all over the place today. You think it's an ignition bar? Didn't work out. Now we have to go short again. What a tricky, douchey fuckface.
Nice trading plan, mate. Ready to dominate those price levels. Let's conquer those gains like a boss. Grins. Taking a sizable position, mate. Ready to dominate those
171 to
shares.
178.
Let's conquer this trade with confidence. Grins. Investing big, mate. Ready
Is
to
that what you
dominate
did, or
with
you
that
just
cash.
spouting
Let's conquer
stuff?
this trading opportunity like a boss. Grins. Considering the
No,
move,
I'm not gonna maybe
mate,
try it.
ready to
I'm a
dominate
day
with some
trader, I don't
risk.
swing.
Let's conquer this decision.
If
like
I had a
pro.
full-time position, I
Grins.
might have to swing trade, but this is what I gotta do here. Two really strong topping tails, so... God damn. Alright, let's see this thing, how far this pulls in, but I'd be really impressed now. Eight seconds before this candle closes. Still no lower low, but it can't make a higher high, so this is just, unless you're perfect. I didn't want to short up here because my expectation is still a higher high just based off the daily time frame, but that has not panned out. So one problem with today is that we had a wide range initial 15-minute bar, and we haven't gone above or below. We're still stuck in the middle of it, so it might have been just smart to avoid the stock altogether. So I really need to make up a backup. I know I've said that before, but I just haven't found anybody that I like the movement for. Everybody else is like really slow, slow and expensive. Okay, let's get some continuation here. What the fuck? Come on, dude. Give me some follow-through. God damn it again. Really wild. I have to reset my levels after this. Okay. Still flirting around the area where I want it to hold. And market keeps going higher. So I'm gonna break down. Gave this one a little bit too much room. Alright. I'm gonna have to call it good today. I'm just gonna wrap it up with a loss, unfortunately. I can't figure out what the hell's going on with it. Either I pre-anticipate a short around that level, which I expected it to break the last couple of times, but it's not going any lower, so it's just stuck in that initial 15-minute range, which just makes it really difficult. I don't know if I'll trade later or not, but I probably shouldn't, because today is really, it's just not working out today. It's just flirting around both sides of that level, and sometimes that happens. But I don't want to go in any further on my, from my wins yesterday, because we cut into that pretty deeply today. And I still have 2 trading days left. And it sure is tempting to keep going short on it, because it's not holding what it should, but that initial 15-minute candle is just kind of ruining everything. So it'll be interesting to see where it closes up today, but I can't, damn it. As far as a swing trade goes, you want to do it where it's at or near a level, so I wouldn't do it here because it's in the middle. You can still day trade it, but you want it, if you're going to do a swing trade, you want to do it closer to each of these levels. And then on a smaller time frame, you kind of do the exact same thing as your approach to swing trading, but occasionally it just flirts and it just takes a really long time for it to go anywhere. So we have a massive topping tail this morning, 2 chances to break through it and go to target, and it couldn't do that, but it also hasn't made any new lows either, so it's just stuck here and just taking your lunch money. So we're not gonna get any gains, but this is this month has been, it started off really good, but it's been difficult, and we're so close to the goal.
Profit and loss on point, mate. Ready to dominate that weekly total. Let's conquer the numbers like a boss. Grins.
P&L, man, you into P&L, who gives a fuck? I mean, really, so we're up, well, let's see, the week has only been 1 day, so I still have, let's see here. If we're just talking about today, we still have about $700 of wins. I mean, not that it helps you at all. So we kind of cut in half what we got yesterday.
No worries, mate. Ready to dominate the next opportunity.
Just a curious
Let's
cat.
conquer the market ahead. Grins.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time to trade soon when your job is done.
Let's conquer the unknown like a boss.
I hate
Grins.
that feeling of just, you know, you're kind of on the dole, you're stuck, like, oh, I hope somebody,
Tesla setups catch your eye.
I hope
mate.
somebody hires
Ready
me.
to dominate those price levels. Let's conquer those trades within sight. Grins.
It's stuck in a choppy area because it should have gone higher here, it didn't. It should have gone lower, it didn't. So it's just, you get into these situations like it's where it's all inside bars. It'll have an explosion eventually, but we don't know when. I thought last week I was like, oh no, I missed it because I'm live streaming, and this thing didn't continue, so that wasn't the ignition I was looking for. And meanwhile here, this thing just keeps going up and above, up and above. It's making lower highs. The market is moving up higher, but Tesla's just kind of stuck. But we're in danger of not hitting goal again if we can't make it up the next 2 trading days. Can't make a new high. Can't make a new low. Just stuck.
Tough break, mate. Ready to dominate the rebound. Let's conquer those losses with smarter plays. Grins.
Oh damn, they really
Struggling to recover, mate. Ready to dominate that comeback.
I'm
Let's
changing you.
conquer
You say
those
dominate
losses
too
with
much.
smart
What the heck?
moves. Grins.
Alright, I didn't tell him to dominate all the time. Ooh, yeah, Tesla can be tricky sometimes, especially like today. I'm up quite a bit on it. Man, this thing is such a bitch today. This thing did not pan out, and then this reversal didn't pan out, so this is just really shit garbage here. And now you kind of want to go long again, but you gotta know when to fold them. Meanwhile, Nvidia hit the high of yesterday, the high level of yesterday, and it's failing. So now Tesla has held the purple level. Or the level I've marked out in purple, not the purple level. So let me clear off my screen and kind of redraw this on a 5-minute time frame here. So we have candle that took us to a high here. Whoops. Candle that took us to a high here. The first one that was retested. And then we have the swing high here. So it's between here and there. Multiple retests here. You know, this could have been a possible close lower. It couldn't do it, so that's a retest. But it's just a bunch of garbage. And even if this thing comes back up, I mean, you're not going to know if it's going to head higher or not until it breaks above the high here and holds it. Curious if we played the opposite, what would happen here? Then we have 1-minute time frame levels. It's like a hot, crazy woman. Is that why I'm attracted to it? Alright, let's see what happens here. I said I was gonna be done, but I'm not We can see what this one does, and then I can quit it. Alright, well that did not work out. Shit. Okay, well, guess we're fucked. Ugh! Alright, we're only up $600 from yesterday now. Not good. What the fuck, that thing? Man, this thing is really putting me in for a loop today. It went up right to stop me, and then you reversed. No, it didn't close below. Damn, this thing is really frustrating me. This time we tried the opposite effect of trying to short it where it's filling to the upside. But the problem is that eventually it might break through, but it's just as likely to break through to the downside as well at this point, because it just hasn't gone anywhere. But it didn't close below the tail of that last candle that killed us. So what we need now... Probably not gonna get it because it's just such a tight range piece of shit today. Not wanting to give up. I'm watching this price ladder thing. It's getting too close for comfort. Hmm. What's Nvidia doing? So we're going to be below average in terms of win rate this month. But we're going to be up, hopefully quite a bit. But today's going to be a loss. I don't see a way of changing this. So the bias was going to be higher, but it could not close above a level that we were watching, and it's had multiple moves to the downside that it couldn't move to as well. So it's just kind of stuck in this, massive range. And there's going to be days like that as well. I am slightly over the stop loss, so I should probably call it good at this point. And then I've got 2 days left, but today needed to be a small win, if anything. But this is really tough to gauge. It's not an ideal situation here. Alright, let's try this one more time here. Let me see what goes on. But for sure, I need to quit if we get killed here. So it just broke below that last low. So let's see. But it's just not holding below it. Well, I come back from a hiatus to show a loss. Too bad I didn't come on yesterday, but... Well... we reasoned with what our entries were. You just can't win all the time. So we're below average this month, which is frustrating. Gonna be a 60% win rate, likely, instead of 70. Alright, let's see, okay, that's good. And we really need you to break that low of the last reversal candle. But you are just having a bitch of a time going anywhere today. Alright, I'm sorry, people. We're gonna call it good now. Can't win today, unfortunately. We have an initial strong bar, but it never held the support levels that we needed to really guarantee a move higher, and it's just stuck in this range. Bro, the pattern is there, but you have to wait for a long time to short the tops. I did short the top, but I can't hold on to it when it confirms. So, like, right here, I tried shorting it. It came back up and took me out. I didn't hold on to it. I should have held on to it a little bit. You're right. It is kind of a sell in the channel. But that's not the, not what my expertise is. It needs to hold above or below a level, and I'm not, I keep thinking that it's holding it, but, it is not. It's not having a breakout above or below. Like, I tried shorting that top part. It was a little too strong on the reversal, so I went, but I went short again once it confirmed again. And it's just not, it's not having follow through. Yep, it's making higher lows. So you don't want to, yeah, I see that. I said the exact same fucking thing. You're patronizing me now. I'm getting frustrated, because I already said all this shit. Yeah. I mean, if you want to try your hand on it, go ahead. But I was very clear on why I did the things I did. So we were trying to play the bounce plays, but they're a little bit... They weren't holding when we wanted them to. Those breakout plays weren't holding. Look at this again. So now it just broke below the low. It just took me out. So it's taking me out every time I'm trying to go the direction of the breakout. So... Damn. See, I can't hold on to it because my entries aren't good enough to just keep it there. Because every time I am... every time I enter there, I'm gonna get taken out. Really, overall, what I should have done is just stayed out of it because of that 15-minute range. But now we're gonna break the low of that, what held us there, but I can't, I'm not in it right now, so I missed my opportunity on that one. And at this point, I'm above the stop loss, so I'm gonna have to call it good here. Alright, so to prevent any further trading, I'm gonna call it good here, but this is not the way that I wanted it to go. So we're gonna have to have 2 good days. Damn it, so now we've just broken the low. That's so frustrating. You can see I really tried holding up here. My stop wasn't quite wide enough, I think. But I held too many chairs because I needed to have a full size. Well, we've definitely broken out of that channel now, but we needed to have that done earlier. That's really frustrating. So what was that about higher lows? You want to talk again? Tell me about how good of a trader you are. Sorry, I don't mean to be harsh. It's just that you can see what I wanted it to do, and it just didn't have follow-through. And now it had follow-through at it, already taken me out multiple times. I could have had a higher stop, but I didn't because I just kept, it kept going up against me pretty harshly, and it looked like it was going to break through, and it didn't. So... yeah, that was the breakdown we were looking for. It can still rally, because it's still within that 15-minute range bar, but at least for the near term, we wanted this thing to hold that level and move higher, which it didn't. Or we wanted to break it, which it just did, but it just took me out. So, yeah, we're just going to have to take a stop loss today, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. So I have Thursday and Friday to hit goal, but if not, then... you know, it's going to be another month of making profits, but not enough. So, that's the status of that. What is the news tomorrow? You're saying it's CPI? Let me take a look. And maybe that's what it needed. Maybe it needed a news catalyst today to really move it anywhere. So tomorrow we have GDP, unemployment claims, pending home sales. Those are the 3 big ones. Maybe we'll get better movement tomorrow, but now I really need to concentrate. So I'm probably not going to stream it tomorrow. The only good move today was the breakout to the upside, which I didn't get in because I was too timid and I was explaining shit. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's a loss. We are at 13 wins and 7 losses this month. So we're not going to hit that average win rate. Man, it is just all over the place today. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for me. We're going to go home losers. No Red Lobster today. Alright. So, take it easy. We tried. We tried a little too hard. Take it easy. Bye.